Hey everybody, welcome back to Life at Sunny Lee with Kathy Jarvis. And it has been another wonderfully busy week. We have gotten so much done. Friday night, Thursday night, I could not sleep. Just had trouble. I kept worrying about the dog. So I did a bunch of research real late at night. And I found a picture of exactly what she had on her rear. Now she had these sores, pussy sores, all around the area in the rear end, around her vulva. Just be blunt about it. And I found out, I saw a picture, and I was lucky enough that the picture came from a vet, and it said what to do to help treat it until you could get to a vet. So next morning, Friday morning, I got her and I mixed up some betadine, 1 to 10 solution, make it so it looks just like weak tea. Take an old rag and as a compress and use that against those sores, and then follow up with the ointment that I gotten from the vet earlier for wounds. By the end of the day, she was walking so much better. And we've been treating her every day this week, and she's walking much better. Most of them have healed up. I still have 2 or 3 at the top that were really, really bad that are healing. I decided to go ahead and make the appointment for her checkup. So she goes in. I couldn't get an appointment this week. She goes in next week. So we will take her in and get her shots and her up-to-date blood work and stuff to make sure she's okay. But I'm happy that she is doing better, and hopefully she'll have a good report from the vet when we take her. We did go into the vet and pick up her medicine, so she's got the medicine that she needs for this month. And then on Saturday, our oldest son came down for the weekend. And my husband put in thresholds in my new greenhouse to help keep snakes and things out. Because we have found a couple of snakes this year. They're little garter snakes, but still don't want them in my greenhouse. So he put that, and I really hope that he can get them into the older greenhouse. So we're going to see if we can do that later, maybe. And like I said, our son came down, and he spent the weekend. And on Sunday, we went to church. He went to church with us. And then afterwards, we went to our family reunion. And we had a blast. It was a great turnout. A lot of people, a lot of laughter, a lot of memories, and just a good time. Also, I fed the snake. He hadn't been fed for a while, and he was very hungry. It took him a while to realize that he'd been fed. 2 days later, he was still striking at anything that walked by, which is not like him at all. But I have increased the humidity in his enclosure, and that has helped him immensely. He's much more active. Monday he mowed the grass, and it takes a while to mow. It takes 2 days to mow our grass. He mows our grass, he mows the grass up at my mom's place, and he mows the grass at the apartment. So it takes a while to do all the grass. Plus he had to go and get the mower blades sharpened. So he did all of that, plus running some errands and stuff that he had to do. And I weeded the greenhouses, and I finished weeding all the beds out front. So I'm caught up with that. Quite a bit of work since I had not been able to do them for about 3 weeks. So it was good to get out there and get those done. I also some cabbage worms on the kale. So I had to pick them off. Spent 2 days picking those off. And these are a trap crop, which means that they are actually uncovered, where all the other stuff that I want to keep is covered or in the greenhouse. And this is uncovered basically so that all the white butterflies go to it instead of to my good stuff. And there's it's doing its job. The other ones underneath the covers seem to be okay from what I've checked. I check them every day, so it's good. The leaves I take off either go out to the chickens. To the chicken, I only have one chicken left. To the chicken, or I put it in a bag to get it off the property. You don't want to compost leaves with worms in them or eggs. On Tuesday, I harvested some peas and froze them. Also, I took out the Swiss chard and the old lettuce. Anything that had gone to seed that I didn't want to save, I got rid of. I've got a bunch of Swiss chard seeds I have saved from last year, and there's Swiss chard in there like crazy. I can always save more seeds. And the same thing with the lettuce. So I took those out and put them in the compost bin. I didn't put them in the one that's in the greenhouse. I put them in the the black bin around the side. I put the bulky stuff in there. That stuff that I know is going to take a long time to break down because they're real thick, or they're have real thick stems. So I put those in that one. Then I put the easy stuff, the small leaves and small household stuff, I put into the one that's inside the herb house. And then got that all done. Peas are starting to dry up. I think this is probably the last harvest of them for this year. Probably leave them finished drying out, and I'll leave what peas are on there. I'll leave, and those I'll use for seeds for next year. So on Wednesday we went up to Greenwood to have a luncheon with my husband's classmates. Not as big a turnout as we were hoping for, but we had a good time. The food there was great. We ate at the Oaken Barrel in Greenwood, and the food was very good. We had the jambalaya, and it was excellent. The only thing I would have liked would have had some garlic breadsticks. Would have been great to go on with it. But other than that, it was very good. And we didn't do much when we got home because it was late, and we got home just in time to feed the animals and treat them that needed to be treated. And that's one thing about living on a homestead. You always have to make sure that, I got a runny nose this morning. One thing about living on a homestead is that you need to make sure you have medicine on hand for wounds and for infections and stuff. Like her with the betadine and the wound ointment for cats and dogs that I keep on hand. One of the cats had sneezes and junk coming out its nose with some tinge of red, so I have some antibiotics for them that I keep on hand. So I gave it a little bit of antibiotic to help it along. So you need to make sure you have a medicine cabinet full for your animals as well as for yourself. And a lot of these can be intermixed. Some of the things that you can use for yourself, you can use for your animals, like the betadine. You can use that on people, and you can use it on animals if you dilute it. Neosporin can also be used on both your dog and yourself. So talk to your vet, find out what medicines can be, because there's a lot of them that can't be. Don't use aspirin for your dog if it's, at all, or for your cats. So, like I said, keep your medicine cabinet stocked for both you and your livestock, whatever it would be. And then on Thursday, he worked on the well. I've been fighting that poison ivy around the well for a long time. And we put gravel around all the greenhouses, and I like the way it looks. So I asked him, I said, could we put gravel around the well to kind of help keep the weeds down and to keep the poison ivy down. So that was his project for Thursday. He worked on that. And then we went to town and got groceries. And that has been our week. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you've kept busy. Hopefully you got some things done. Hopefully your garden's growing and you're starting to harvest things. Remember, as you harvest things and you have bare spots, fill those bare spots up with the plants, because there's still time to grow. You can grow right up into the fall. So whenever you have a bare spot, go ahead and reseed it and see if you can get a second crop, or maybe even a third crop. It's called succession planting. Plant one crop after the other. So remember, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.